Takeover film.
Are you caping Dutch?
Cuttin up the podcast.
We got one on table down to one. What's up? What's up? My name is Ola, and this is D, and this is another episode of Cuttin Up. Cutting Up. Before we get started, as always, we're going to give a shout out to our sponsors. Shout out to Moneybag Lou over there. Everybody clap it up for Moneybag Lou.
Yeah, big man behind the work, you know it.
His business is Takeover Films on Instagram. He does podcasts, videography, photography, audio engineering, anything you need, film, music. Make sure y'all hit Moneybag Lou, Takeover Films. All right, today we have two new guests with us. First, we have Yvette. Clap it up for Yvette. On IG, her Instagram name is MZY Dupree. All right, Miss Y Dupree, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, tell us a little bit about yourself before we get started. Just like a quick briefing.
Okay, I have a lingerie boutique that focuses on self-empowerment through awakening and healing the feminine energy that we all carry within.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. That's pretty cool. I've been hearing you talk about that feminine energy and everything like that.
Yeah, that's fire.
We're gonna have sexy. We're gonna have to talk about that a little bit later. And then next we got Luco.
Yo.
Luco.
What up? Hey, I'm happy y'all clapped it up because I don't got shit to promote. I made this hat. I do embroidery. I can do whatever you need, though. It don't even matter. Whatever it is, I can make it happen.
Whatever.
Find the need and feel it.
Let's get it. Yes, sir.
He said he's not really on IG, but he is active and is Luco Stuco, right?
Active sounds sexually.
Active. He's active.
He's active.
He's ready. He's hot and ready.
I'm ready.
We can't forget about the host, D. Let's clap it up for D. Make sure y'all follow him at I'm Really Him. That's IMREALLYHIIM.
And
I don't know if we ever talked about our profession, but just go ahead and let them know what you do real quick.
I own a barbershop. I've been cutting hair for a nice little minute now. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna leave it there. You know?
All right. Shout out to that. And then me, Ola. Clap it up. It's me, y'all. I believe y'all already know what I do. I do personal training, videography as well, photography, and whatever else needs to get done. And if you guys want to follow me, it's at Ola Train 300. Okay, Train 300. All right. So what's the point? The point of the podcast is we're talking about social subjects. We're bringing the issues to light, and hopefully we can laugh about it in the end. Hence the name Cuttin Up. All right. So for the subject today, we are talking about sexual attractions. Woo. All right. First of all, I want to say R.I.P. Kevin Samuel. We're going to be talking about a few things. That right there should just start something up. R.I.P. Kevin Samuel. We're going to be talking about a few things that he talked about in his podcast. We're going to talk about what attracts men to women and women to men. And then we're also going to talk about are our standards realistic? Okay, because Kevin Samuels, based off of the videos that I've seen, his goal was just to kind of like set people standards to more of a realistic standard. And he talked about a little bit about high value men and basically sex market value. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today. So have you guys seen Kevin Samuels' video at all?
I have not.
I definitely have not.
Have you seen clips at all?
I seen a lot of the clips.
Really?
You've seen a lot of clips.
I've seen a lot of clips.
Okay.
I haven't watched it in entirety, but I got an idea what I mess with him. I agree with him.
So, okay, real quick. So, can you briefly, like, you know what I'm saying, put on the table what actually happened? Because I missed the whole scene, you know what I'm saying?
So basically, we want to know who is Kevin Samuels and what was he about?
Basically.
His overall real goal was to bring black families back together.
Okay.
Now, the way he went about it was a little different. He was a little harsh in his in his remarks and comments to people, but they were real. People would call in basically saying, I want a guy that make $100,000 a year. And he would say, what do you think? Do you think you deserve a guy that makes $100,000 a year? So describe yourself, rate yourself. How many kids you got? What age are you? And he would just break it down. Like, what make you think you're 37 with 2 kids, and the guy's just finna come that make $100,000 a year, and he's gonna adapt to you? That guy is attracting better, and that's honesty. Now nobody wants to hear that, but that's honesty.
Yeah.
And that's who he basically was. He was just being honest, telling people like, you can't go and say I want to attract this, and you're this.
Facts.
It's real.
Facts. Facts.
Now how he said it, a lot of people couldn't take
Yeah,
it. But
and just to add a little bit more on there, he really went a little bit on. So let's talk about what high value men are, right? So high value men. So these women, a lot of women want high value men, and by his definition, and I think he said this in multiple podcasts, the definition of a high value man is basically somebody who is of high value, recognized by people with high value. Of course, they have the financial status, but they also have the recognition, which is the recognition, or you're of value to other high value men.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means that not only do you have money, but let's say if you went all the way down, let me turn this off.
you have the social status, everything that come with being a high value man. So the social status, the money,
And
the women, everything.
and the
you were
definite-
high, the same thing we would put in high value materials.
Mm-hmm.
He would basically say, as a man, you have all of that, and that's what makes you attractive. And why should this is the type of person you should deal with? And he broke that down.
And usually the high value men, I think it was a little further away from just 100K. There was like
Oh yeah, they were high.
at
They
least
were.
$300,000 or more.
yeah.
Okay, and he was talking about as far as, so on the women's side, we talked about sex market value, and the sex market value was more so pertaining to high value men. So these are high value men who make $300K or more. Usually they're vice presidents or something. They're lawyers to important people. So not just people who make good money, but people who have really good connections. So high value men, we already know what that is. So the sex market value. So when the women called and they talked about, okay, I want this type of man, he would explain that there's a market, basically, in a sense there's a market. What high value men are looking for. Because high value men already have money, they're not looking for necessarily a woman with money or degrees. They don't need that. They want somebody that can help them build a family. Do you remember the sex market value and how you talked about that?
Not in detail.
Mm-hmm.
I know when women call, he would just basically tell them these men has access to a lot of women.
A lot of women.
So
They're going to pick the best of the best.
yeah, they're going to pick the best of the best, and what makes you stick out.
So we're going to ask, before we get started, we're going to ask you, what do you think that men want? And then we're going to answer what we think women want. But before we do that, I still want to talk a little bit about the sex market value. So when the women call up there, they would say what their issue is with either being in a committed relationship. And then he would just kind of ask them a few questions about themselves to kind of explain the sex market value of the woman. He would ask how much you weigh, how much you think you are as far as in the face. He said you couldn't use 7. He will also ask if you have any kids, age, and stuff like that. And just being realistic, what type of man do you think that you can attract? Okay, so moving on. What do you think men want? You being a woman, what do you think men want? Looks, financial, clothes, and status.
I think the first thing would definitely be looks, and then status.
I got a question. Do you think looks is like the top priority for women?
No.
So what do you think comes first, and then try to list it down from there? Like the most important thing that women want, and then kind of go down there.
Women, I think the first thing would definitely be financial status, and then looks. I said them probably gonna be the main two. They probably want to be worried about
So overall,
the rest too much because they go want to be taken care of. A majority of women.
overall, like, so tell me a little bit more in detail. Like, what do women want out of a man?
I say a lot of women aren't realistic with what they want in a man. They want a man that's gonna come in, like I said, take care of them, accept all of their kids, all of the drama that they carry, accept them whether they working, not working, things like that.
You know what? Tell me what you want.
I would just give
Yeah.
it the same
Instead of
question.
a lot of women,
So-
tell me what
I
you
would ask
want.
the same question.
And we gonna get into that, but also add in what you want as well. So what a lot of women want and what you think that you want, what you agree and what you don't agree. We'll talk a little bit more about that, but go ahead.
Well, I want. Let's see. In my mind, I would want somebody that is business minded that would help bring out what I lack in, and then we do vice versa. That would be the main thing. We could help build and grow together and things like that.
So you want somebody that can help with just kind of like, in a sense, upgrade you, kind of like add to you, add value to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Looks.
And then I do the same, so
What-
it won't
what-
be just one sided.
What about looks?
Looks. I'm gonna say looks are not always important because when you care about a person, you really don't trip off how they look too much. You know. You don't think so?
What? I just had a little something in my throat.
You can see somebody at first. You could first meet them and be like, "Ooh, they are not cute at all." But as you get to know them and you start to care about them, then
See,
they be like, "Oh, you know what?
I
They
never agree
They
with
don't
that.
look that bad."
I never agree
You
with
don't think
that.
so?
I always think like people are trying to be morally correct. Looks are 100% at the top of the list. Because end of the day, you're not finna be with somebody that's ugly. That's the first thing you see. That's the first thing everybody else sees.
Okay.
And for you to just say, oh, no, she has a great spirit. No, you're fucking lying.
Remember, y'all.
You're lying.
Remember, this
Like,
is the
no.
women. This is the women saying what they normally go for.
I'm like, look how many people out here don't look like nothing.
Okay,
Okay,
what
so
about
right.
clothes? We didn't talk about clothes. So how do you want your man to dress? Or if you're looking for somebody, what about clothes?
Dressing nice is important, and two, that would make the difference with how you look overall. Like you see a lot of men that may not be as attractive, they definitely make sure that they dress nice.
And then one more. I want to talk about status, and then we're gonna pass the mic. So status. What about status? You ever think about that?
Me personally, no.
So you don't care about his status, whether
Okay.
it's at a job or career or anything.
I got a question. So, speaking of what women want, right? And I've been thinking about this for a long time. Do you really think a woman can handle what she wants?
Okay, I'm gonna ask that later on in the question. That's coming up. 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 So you said you don't care about status. Okay, that's okay. And looks, you can be okay. Financial. So financially, what is attractive financially as far as how much a man makes every year to you?
Definitely being able to support yourself.
In St.
Support
Louis, because it's
your-
different in different places. But let's talk numbers a little bit. How much a man, or how much would you want to be, or what's the amount that a man would have to make that you would feel comfortable dating him?
I don't really think the numbers should matter personally. I know the question wasn't for me.
Yeah, it
know
wasn't
what
for
I'm
you.
saying? But
Wasn't
you
for
know,
you.
all right, go ahead.
No.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I agree though, because everybody handle their money differently. So you can make not a lot of money, but then you still have a lot more than somebody who is bringing in a large amount of money. They don't know how to manage it, so they're spending out, trying to keep up with the Joneses and things like that.
But do you ever think about like an actual number? Because that's something that Kevin Samuel talked about. He was like an actual
Yeah,
number.
He had an actual number. That,
Because I think a lot of people, they look at people and assume that they have a certain amount of money. But then it's like, what's a certain amount of money to you? You know what I'm saying?
I think women that think about numbers is like the ones that's like kind of over their head. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's all going to boil back to what we really just said, like how numbers really shouldn't matter. You know what I'm saying? As long as you actually taking care of what you need to take care of as far as, you know what I'm saying, yourself financially, your circle or whatever around you, I don't really think the numbers should matter. Now, the ones who actually thinking about a number, are they really for you or are they for that number?
I love women that think about numbers.
You know,
It
Because
might- it
you
might
can-
be a good
you
thing.
can manipulate numbers. No, as a man, you can manipulate numbers. I love those.
And
type
they be
of
like,
women.
what?
Oh,
okay.
you think I make three? I can make you think I make $300K, and I can get you. Numbers can be manipulated. So those type of women, I love them. You can with this new social media this age, I can make women think I make a lot of fucking money. Like, and it's easy. And you pull them, you do what you gotta do with them, and so women that think about numbers, or I love those.
Women that think about numbers are mainly, I'm gonna say, gold diggers, people that want to be supported, thinking more of the financials than the actual relationship.
I think men think more about numbers than women do.
We do.
As far as pulling from a female, as far as what we make.
No, just overall. Because it's like you got to think realistically. Let's say if y'all end up committed relationship, y'all have to think about those numbers because it's like this is what we're gonna live off of, and if something missing at the end, we need to do something about that. So, Luco, big dog, what do you? We're gonna start with you. You're gonna give his opinion. I'm gonna give my opinion last.
Let's get it.
Because y'all wanted to say a lot to what she wanted to say, but I want you to say, what do you think? Right? Women want from men.
Women don't know what they want from men. And it's as simple as that. They don't
cutting
know
up.
what they want until they get something that they approve of.
He cutting up. He cutting up.
Drum roll.
He cutting up.
Women have they have an idea from social media and what they see what they want, but they don't know what they want until they get it. I mean, to be honest, it's kind of both ways. Men, we know what we want, but we kind of stick to we stay in the area of our what we want, but it's both ways, but women really don't. Women have no idea. They do everything actually to impress other women.
That's something that I want to talk about too.
They do everything to impress other women. Like you posting a makeup selfie, that's not gonna do shit for me. Like I don't care about that. That's for other women. You got 100 likes from women, not from no niggas. The niggas in there talking about I eat your ass. Can I say ass on it? I don't think you gonna get 5 or 10 comments from niggas that ain't getting no play saying I eat your ass, but no real nigga is looking at that like you getting attention from women, and you don't know what you want because, like I said, I can manipulate you in many different ways. Like I could tell them, especially social media. Like, come on now. It's women right now that think I make $100K. I'm broke as hell.
Money buried.
And you don't know what you want until it's too late. By the time you find out that I'm broke, you already in my bed.
D. AKA Mo D. That's his DJ name, y'all. Mo D. Mo D.
That's a sick ass name.
It's because
I'll let you have it, but that's
it's
sick.
Missouri.
He gave me the name.
It's Missouri and D because that's his name.
No, you can say that's what it is, but that's nasty. Go.
All right, Mo D.
Yeah, I already know. That's
you know
nasty.
You change your name on podcast to Mo D.
DJ Mo D, man.
I'm never calling you that. I'm never finna call that man Mo D.
Mo D.
Yo,
What do you think women think men want?
what do I think women think men want?
What women think men want?
What do I? The question sounds so crazy.
Yeah, like
I know.
it's like an oxymoron.
Yeah, like
So, like, what do you think she want from a man? Not necessarily specific. I want all women, not just
okay.
her.
So
'Cause-
let's be honest here. Social media messed up a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
It's true.
It messed up a lot of stuff. So the average woman want money, right? And it boils back to what he say. They really, really don't know. So they see everything. They see a lot of stuff. And I ain't gonna say all women. This is the majority of women, or this is a good number of women.
It's majority.
It's majority. We're gonna leave it at the majority. But the majority of women don't really know. You know what I'm saying? They go for what they see, or they go for what they see the next female what she has, and they want that. You know,
And it's
what I'm
usually
saying?
the single ones.
Facts.
But my fault.
So, dude, stupid. But they go for what the next female has. You know what I'm saying? Versus trying to figure it out and get her own. So it's almost the same thing. What he said is like I don't really think they know. You know what I'm saying? What they really want.
Okay.
Come on, Panda.
Panda.
Hey, come on, Panda.
Hey, all
Larry.
right. So look, this is what I believe. I deal with a lot of women. I do personal training. Majority of women coming through, they talk about their business and stuff like that. So, but what I think majority, we also got to put like the higher bracket women too, the ones that's going for celebrities and stuff like that. I think number one
What
is
makes a higher bracket women? Hold on. What do you consider a higher bracket woman?
the women that are on a high sex market value, meaning that they're women that every man want, right? That can get a celebrity. That can get, you know what I'm saying? That can get people up in there. Think about women like Amber Rose for a second. She getting at celebrities, people that got money. She gonna go from one to the next to the next. Obviously, she can get. I think you scrunch your face up. You don't agree?
No, I'm listening.
Okay, you was like Amber Rose. But yeah, on top of everything, they want financials, right? Financial women. I believe that women want financial. I also believe they like status, right? Facebook is all about what you look like, right? You can fool into somebody and thinking that you got $300,000 just by looking like it.
Easy.
So of course they want somebody with status. Women like a man with power. At least that's what I assume. So status comes with power. Also financial is also with power.
I also think women want a lot of things that they can show off too. What you think about that?
I think some women do. But you got to have financials to show off, or you got to have some type of status to show off. So I think that's one of the things.
can show
Clothes,
off
I
without
think
both.
I think clothes is some women want men who dress nice because you being able to dress nice means that you have the money to afford certain types of clothes. And then I think looks is last. I know you said that. I said you
absolutely
listen.
disagree.
Looks is last. Name
Hell no.
Name somebody who is ugly with a lot of money
What?
with a bad chick.
Looks or
Facts.
not? No,
Flavor Flav had a whole show of bad women. Nah, it was cute. Bad women trying to get at him. And they all was conscious of each other. They all was
You
there.
know what? I'll give you that for women. I'll accept that. Women do look past looks because I've been ugly my whole life, and I don't know how I be getting bops.
Hey, dude, cutting up.
So women do look past looks. I'll give you that.
Uh-huh.
Because women are married for financial.
They want the money. They want to make sure that they secure.
Yeah, okay. I agree with you.
They want to be. If we're talking about marriage, a woman wants to be secure in her marriage. She don't want to have to struggle. She don't want to have to do it. That's why a lot of women, they're going out, they getting their GEDs, they making sure they got it for themselves and nobody else can't. Now, if you're going to have a partner, my partner should at least be able to back me up. And I say this because, like, women go through things that, like, if you want a family, you're going to have to eventually become pregnant. Who going to work their whole pregnancy? Who wants to? People do it realistically. Everybody, a lot of people do it. But who really wants to work through their pregnancy?
Where you put looks again? It was at the bottom.
At the bottom.
I expect
You put looks
that,
at the
'cause
bottom?
You like feminine energy and shit, so I expect that.
Okay, so,
But nobody do. Nobody wants to work their whole pregnancy.
all right, so this is,
What?
Scenario. Let me sit at the table.
hold on, introduce yourself first, man. We don't know who you are.
Call on the mic. You know what I'm saying? Let me stand up, man.
I don't
Okay,
think
so
we
look.
probably can't see. Get
So
down
look.
with everybody else so we can see you.
I think the only way that you would take looks at the bottom is if a friend put you on. You know what I'm saying? If you get the alley hoop from a friend, right on. Then I believe that looks will come last because you get the man status from a friend rather than meeting him on the street or in the grocery store and then you be like, oh, he ugly, you know, you ain't gonna give him no play, right?
Why come it just can't be somebody that you meet somewhere and you start to get to know them?
But how long, if you meet somebody, what's the window of getting to know him and deciding that you're going to give him your number?
The introduction of meeting him, the first thing you see is looks. That's why I always think that's bullshit.
The looks is the
The
curve.
looks is what lets that man even have a conversation with you.
Yeah, I do understand
I
that.
can
That
have
is
the
the first thing that
best
you see.
game.
Yeah.
But the looks is the first thing. And for you to say, I'm not tripping off looks is crazy to me. I'm an ugly nigga. I've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
How you been pulling all your girls?
My mouthpiece. And how I dress. I got a crazy mouthpiece. Like, no, that sound wild. No,
I
but
get what you're saying, though.
That sound, no, but look. No, for real. I've been ugly my whole life. I know it. And I use it to my advantage.
Okay, so
I know that my
you have to overlook that then, right?
I know my introduction to a woman I have to say the right thing. The right thing is gonna make you look past the looks. And that determines everything. That first introduction to you determines everything about how we're gonna move forward.
Okay, so why come the looks can't go to the bottom then?
Because you're not going to even let
the looks, then you're not gonna give them a chance, regardless.
You're right. You're not going to let me say. You're not going to even let me say the right thing to you if I don't look good.
I think you coming from a man's point of view because men are more visual than women. Men are more visual than women. We okay. This is what we finna talk now.
Just want that smack
All right.
that
So now that we got that down, will we explain what we think women want and what we think that men want? We're men, we're women, right? Mm-hmm. Unless we got any binary genders in here. Tell us.
Binary genders.
Non-binary.
What the hell?
Tell us what you want from a woman.
Wait, what I want?
Yeah, what you want from a woman.
Oh shit.
There you go. This might be your opportunity to get off Tinder and get in the streets.
Looks is first. First and foremost, I need the looks because I don't want to wake up every day to you and say, "Ooh, you got drive, but you ugly as fuck." Mm-hmm. Like I don't need that in my life. I need looks. Mm-hmm. After looks, I honestly do like prefer a woman with drive, but I could look past the drive. If the looks is up. Mm-hmm. Like, let's just, are we talking marriage or are we talking just like the woman that I sleep with?
Let's talk more marriage.
Okay, we talk
because Kevin Samuel he used to talk about if you try to get married, this is what you need, like looks.
Okay, yeah,
like,
okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I need my woman to looks is first and foremost. I don't want to wake up to an ugly woman. Second would be the drive. As far as just I need you to match my energy as far as just being a hustler or putting me up on game. Like I could use for example, I don't eat in front of women. I said women. Okay, I don't eat in front of women.
Why not?
I was wondering that one too.
You don't get crumbs
I've never been to a strip club. I don't eat in front of women. It's a lot of shit that I just don't do. I just got like, I'm super self-conscious, right? Okay. So the woman that I'm dealing with now basically told me, hey, your bitch ass finna eat in front of me or I'm finna leave.
So yeah, so if you go on a date, you're not gonna get food.
So is that your reason? Is that your reason for not taking women out?
And I deal with her because she said that.
Uh-huh.
Right.
No, it just be juices on the bird and shit. I be looking crazy. They be thinking sexual thoughts.
Shit, but that's yourself though. You know what I'm saying?
It is, but I know not to be myself in front of women. That's a different conversation.
Shit.
Y'all not finna judge me. We talking about her.
Y'all
never.
Wait, you flipping the script.
This is not gonna be about me. This is about her. But look, I don't eat in front of women. But I needed the woman, the chick I'm dealing with now to tell me like, you gonna eat in front of me or I'm leaving. And when she told me that, I had to dip. So I need that. So I need looks, and I need you to be like, make me be myself.
Okay.
That's super big with me because I can be anybody with any woman. When it comes to getting vagina, you can be any person you want to be. That's the greatest thing about social media.
But in the long term, you're going to turn into yourself. So why try to act as somebody else? You can't continue to act forever.
But that's not social media.
Real quick, y'all. We got somebody that just walked in.
Yeah. What's the word?
Hey.
Bro,
How we doing?
Take a seat. Take a seat right there. Luco, you can sit next to me. You can share my mic. You sit next to me and share my mic.
Right, I'm like.
So it look like better. So you can be with the women.
Now you got a partner.
Now I got a best friend. I got a partner over here.
There's Taylor Port in the middle of the table if you like. So, you know what I'm saying? I have a little, you know what I'm saying? If you want, you're more than welcome. You at home.
We're gonna make sure everything. We're gonna make sure everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Welcome to the spot.
We're gonna make sure all the cameras and everything look good. Everybody's still recording. Everybody's still in the picture. Ain't nobody blocking the way. But welcome.
Thank you. I definitely went the wrong way.
You're gonna be all right, man. It's cool.
Yes. But now you know where it is.
I do. Thank you.
We're drinking wine. Sophisticated like
And
this is what we're talking about. We're talking about sex attractions, all right? So you got to catch up because you late.
Fine. I catch you.
All right, so basically, Gwen. Everybody welcome Gwen to the
How
table.
you doing, Gwen?
Yeah. if you can, would you like to shout out your Instagram so we can know who you are, people can follow you, you know what I'm saying? If that's what you want, but you know.
Okay. I'm going to love.
Okay.
GWENDOLUB.
Got you. That's Instagram?
That's correct.
All right.
Right now.
Right now. Right now.
I gotta follow you from my new page too.
And
Hey, how
Gwen,
you doing? What's going on with you?
and real quick, Gwen, tell them what you do. Give us a briefing. Does that taste good to you?
On which day? Yeah, I love pork.
Okay.
There
Make
you
sure you,
When I
go.
serve it to my cousin.
Yeah.
okay. Make sure you drink it. You talking to the mic too when you talking as well.
Yeah, yeah, for
Just
sure.
lean forward. Is this
Yeah,
on?
there you go. Scoot up a little bit.
I don't
you
mean
know
to
what I'm saying?
interrupt, but Beyonce had one of them. But I don't like to say what I do because I do everything. Like I.
What's your
am-
main
You
course?
said your customers, so I wouldn't
Yeah,
know
yo,
what
My
you
these are-
customers, that's
You do hair?
Yeah, that's like my passion, I guess you could say.
Right.
I am
Flawless.
a hairstylist, of course.
Flawless hair, flawless
I don't hear
hair.
that often, but
We see you.
I'm pro woman all day.
Ooh.
Okay.
So what I do is I love my sisters. I love my brothers too, but I can relate more to my sisters. So
Feminine
therefore,
On the mic, you know,
I'm
yeah,
forever
yeah, yeah.
pro woman, and I'm here to talk, to speak.
Let's go.
Okay.
Meet
Okay.
of mine. So we
Let me give you a briefing. You want to give her a briefing?
I
What
wanna
we've
give
been
her a
talking about, because you still got to answer these questions. She got to answer
Yeah, for sure.
what you think men want from women. But go ahead, let her know what we've been talking about so far.
We done talked about sex attractions. We talked about my man's Kevin Samuel, big R.I.P. to him. You know what I'm saying, in his situation. We done talked about the sex market value. You know, we asked, what do you want from a man as a woman? We also asked, what do a man want from a woman as a man? Stuff like that. Looks, financial situations, clothes, status, and all of that kind of stuff. So that's pretty much what we went over.
So real quick, let me just kind of bring some of these words to light to you. High value man. So a high value man, basically, and Kevin Samuel always said he defined what a high value man is. A high value man is a man of value, financially and to other high value men. So these are men, not just people who are like making good money, but people who are making great, like $600K plus. And depending on what your area is, like we talking about vice presidents, people who are CEO of businesses. That was his definition of high value men. And then as far as sex market value, the way that he explained it to men with a lot of money, they're not looking for what majority of men might be looking for. They're just looking for a woman to have a family with. So they don't look too much at credentials and everything. They go off of other things. And we're talking about what those other things are today. So I want to know, what do you think us men want from you women? We got looks, financial, clothes, and status. So you can say what you think is the highest and what's the lowest. Looks, financial, clothes, and status.
You want me to rate?
No,
what you guys have already-
just use that to kind of tell you or tell us what you think men want from women.
Men want, not need.
From a wife.
You can tell us what we need too.
Right, because it's two different things.
Yeah, you can give us both.
But
you
to
think?
answer your question, what you want, I think you got it right.
What do you think we want?
Looks.
That's it.
Like what the looks gotta
Yeah, like she think we shallow as hell.
what the looks gotta look like?
You
What
even said the looks is all.
No, that's
It's okay,
the first thing.
but what the
Okay.
looks gotta look
80%
like?
with me.
What we want our women to look like in the face? From a 1 to 10.
Very important for men. I learned that in elementary school. Elementary school has just always been that. Like, she's so cute. I mean, because my son is like that. But as a man, I think the man who wants looks only, and I'm not saying you all do, is a different type of man. That's why I'm saying needs versus wants.
But put us in a big group. Put us in a big group
It's
and
so
tell us.
hard because I just never do that. but
Just say everything you think, but put us in a big group and tell us what do you think men want from women.
you want us to understand.
Yes.
You want us to listen.
Absolutely.
You want us to, and when y'all saying looks, the reason why I agree with looks is not just what she looks like, but how we make you look. As far as
That's something nobody said that, but that's right.
Big facts. Big facts.
that's huge, because I think every man probably has had an extremely attractive woman. They've had a woman who was just not okay, but at the end of the day, how do we make you look? It's like the determining factor whether you're going to continue trying, whether your effort is going to go forward. Like even to himself, it's not just like what he look like to everybody else. When you look in a mirror, what do he see after dealing with you? Do he see his greatest self? Do he see, shit, I'm the man because I got somebody pretty? No, I think that's kind of a emotionally immature man who would pursue looks consistently and nothing else is up there.
So-
but the understanding, all that part that I think y'all want, y'all have to, I think, be patient enough to withhold your penis, not just smash, because that's the dangerous part of wanting looks first. Because that's just gonna make you kind of
And we gonna get into all that. I don't want you to get too far in
start
depth
preaching.
because we got stuff to. But I also want to because I don't want to get too into it yet until we
Okay.
say what we really want, and then you can go.
Okay.
But what about financial and status? Where does those list with you?
Well, as far as what y'all want from us,
Yeah.
in those areas, I think you want us to really know how to manage our finances. Not necessarily what we have in our account or how rich we are, but does she do a lot with what she does have? Is she frivolous? Does she just spend to look good? Even though you go after looks. You look for that. What was the other one besides finance? Status? I don't think y'all care too much about status for the most part. I think most men want to bring a woman up or want to be almost kind of responsible for her shining a little bit.
Right. So we got the man here. We gonna tell you.
That's facts.
We gonna tell you what we really want and from our perspective. So you tell these young ladies right here what men really want versus
Okay.
you just gonna
What type of man?
whatever type of man you will feel like
That's
talking
wild.
about at the moment.
Real man or what type of man?
No, what you think? What
That's
you
a
think?
wild
Majority
Saying
men.
males or men?
Majority men. We not finna make it
Yeah, don't
complicated.
separate. Don't separate us. We don't need that right now.
I'm just asking.
You talking about the men on the
Yeah,
bus?
yeah. Don't do